Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kim, and today I'm filming something a little different than what I usually film, but I think it's very important and very relevant. Today I'll be sharing 8 money management hacks. Money is something that a lot of people don't talk about. It's very low-key. People don't like to speak about how they have the things they have and how they're able to finance it all. And I feel like in this time of social media and everybody's seeing what everybody else is doing, it's very easy to find yourself trying to keep up with appearances. So in this video, I'll be sharing how I manage my money and savings, and I'm not a professional at all. I'm very young, I'm still learning, I'm only 22, but hopefully some of these tips will help you guys out there. And I know I have a range of different types of subscribers, different ages and different backgrounds and everything. So if you guys have any tips that you could add onto it, please comment down below and let everybody know. I want to keep like an open dialogue going. So with tip number 1 is manage your credit. So with managing your credit, you're going to need to check your credit score. No matter who you are, at some point in time, you're going to need to establish credit and keep up a good credit score to do a lot of things. And the older you get, the more important credit gets. You're going to need good credit to get a car, to get your first apartment, house. You're going to need credit for a lot of things. There's a lot of sites out there where you can check your credit score, but the one that I personally use is Credit Sesame. They reached out to me, and at first I was a little skeptical about it. I hear a lot of YouTubers and bloggers talk about it, so I finally wanted to look into it for myself, and I'm glad that I did. Because first I didn't know that it was like absolutely free. It's totally free. They don't ask for your credit card number or anything like that, so there's no way for them to charge you. And they also just give you a credit score, which is good to know because you need to know where you stand and what you can do, what you can't do with your credit. And they also give you, what I like is a credit report. They grade you like A, B, C, D, and they give you a reason why you got that grade. So let's say you got a B on your credit report, they tell you why you had a B, and that way you can fix it. And I feel like that's really helpful, especially for someone like me that doesn't really understand it all. Credit Sesame also offers free personalized tips on finance as well. There's a lot of good stuff on the site. I'll definitely check it out. I'll leave a link to it down in the description. And if you're younger and still not sure about credit and everything, I would check it out with a parent. That way they can explain everything to you as you go. Some sub tips on managing credit is don't sign up for a credit card if you don't have steady income. Let's say you're a makeup artist, you're 19 and you have gigs here and there. I wouldn't get a credit card because you don't know how much you're going to be able to make that next month and that next month, and that way you won't damage your credit score. And if you do have a credit card, of course, don't exceed that limit, and even try not to even meet the limit. Let's say the limit is $5,000 on your credit card. Try not to go above $3,000. Keeping that distance helps build trust and betters your credit score. And just try to live below your means. That leads up to tip number 2, which is don't spend money you don't have. That's why I said don't get a credit card if you don't have a job. You won't be able to pay it off. Your interest will just be growing and your credit score will just be going down and down. So number 3 is to check your bank statement often. That way you can understand where your money is going. For me, it was food. I would spend like money on fast food a lot. You'll see my bank statement and just be like Chick-fil-A, 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 Zaxby's, Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A. And I just needed to cut back. I didn't realize that until I started looking at the bank statements monthly and seeing that, hey, I'm going out a little too often. I need to cut back on that. So check your bank statements very often to keep track. So after you check your bank statements and start to understand your spending habits, you can move on to tip number 4, which is to set a budget. If you know you're going to make X amount of money at the beginning of the month, plan out how you're going to spend it. If you have bills, pay those first. Savings, take out money for food, gas, necessities, emergency fund, stuff like that. And then at the end, the money that you have left over can be spent on luxuries and just stuff that you want. Tip number 5 is don't spend your last dollar. Consider yourself broke when your account reaches to a certain level. Let's say you keep that level at $1,000. You want to keep at least $1,000 in your account all times. And it's at the end of the month, you have $1,010, and your friends hit you up and they want to go out to dinner and do this and that, and you get paid in 3 days. Right now, all you have is $1,010. So all you have really to spend is $10 to spend until you get paid. And that's a good way to keep yourself accountable and to keep yourself what you really don't need. That $1,000 is kind of there as a safety net. Just in case something does happen, you get a flat tire and you need to spend it, you'll have that emergency fund. So that leads into tip number 6, which is don't feed into peer pressure. Spend money on what you want to spend money on. If your friends want to go to like a Ciara concert, and Ciara's okay, you like her, but you're not really trying to spend money to go to her concert. That was not something that came across your head. Try not to spend that money. I know it's hard because, you know, everyone's going and it seems like a funny event and everything, but I would rather keep that money in my pocket just in case Drake comes to town or something like that, that I'll have spending money to do what I want to do. And I learned that the hard way. Like, I will always feed into what my friends wanted to do. They wanted to go here and there, just places that I wasn't too psyched about, but just because everyone was going, I wanted to go. But by the time it came down to something I wanted to do, all of a sudden everybody was broke. So yeah. Number 7 is to have automatic withdrawals and hidden accounts. If you're someone like me, you see the money in the savings account and you just feel so tempted to spend it, I would try to hide those accounts. I know a lot of my bank does it. A lot of banks, apps and websites, you can go and have a feature where you can hide that account from yourself. That way when you log on, you won't see how much money you have in your savings. That's a good way to save a little bit here and there. With the automatic withdrawals, let's say you get paid every other Friday, you can set up a transfer that takes, when you get paid, they'll automatically take that money out and transfer it over to that savings account, which is hidden. So you won't even feel that the money is gone because it's automatically taken out. And when you do it on a consistent basis, it just becomes subconscious that you're saving money. So lastly, number 8, a money tip is to have multiple sources of income. If you have a niche, cash in on it. If you could do something like do hair, start doing hair for other people. It doesn't have to be what you ultimately want to do in life, but it's something that you can have a little cash here in addition to your real work. If you could braid hair, braid people's hair for their sew-ins, crochet braids, you can make money, especially if you're like in college. If you could cook, especially in college. I know a lot of guys, they like eat ramen noodles or eat out all the time. If you could cook and charge guys like a plate of food, add that little money to your grocery fund, you can buy a little more ingredients, start making extra plates and charging people like that. That's a good little way. I know a guy in my school, he started a hot wing business. Like after hours, he had like hot wings and fries, and you could call in and order, and I think they even delivered it to you. But yeah, that's a little side hustle that he had going on. For me, it's photography. I get money here and there doing little shoots. I do photo editing, portraits, little stuff like that that adds up. You can also sell what you don't use, become an Uber driver, babysit people's pets, babysit people's kids, YouTube, of course. There's so much things you can do. You just have to look out there and stretch yourself. That's a few of the money management hacks that I have. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please like this video and subscribe. Also, don't forget to check out Credit Sesame. Just see what they have to offer. And if you guys have any tips or money management or saving, anything like that, please comment down below. We'd love to hear about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.